we are going to head to Jeanenne Tornatore. She's a travel expert joining us virtually to give us an update on summer travel. Many people are returning to travel and numbers are definitely climbing in the amount of people that are flying, taking tours, cruises, going fun places, and Jeanenne has a scoop for us today. How are you, Jeanenne? Thanks for being here.
Hi, great to be here. I'm doing great.
It's nice to see you, and I know that you always are just on top of everything happening within the travel industry. So looking forward to summer 2022, coming off of a really busy travel spring. How are you feeling about the travel industry and planning trips?
Well, demand is certainly back. I think a lot of people are really ready to take those big trips again this summer. Expedia, in fact, their data shows that places like Florida, the Caribbean, and Mexico are seeing double-digit increases in their lodging demand for summer travel. So a lot of these destinations are places that you're going to need to book early. We're also seeing that the cruise sector is back in a big way this summer. Carnival will have its entire fleet back in service by May. You know, there's home ports all over the country, coast to coast in the Gulf. So cruising can actually be a great way to consider traveling to some of these hot spots like Caribbean and Mexico. They offer a lot of value and flexibility, and there's really something for every budget. You're also seeing here some shots of Alaskan cruises. So these big bucket list trips like Europe and traveling to Alaska are back on people's list. Carnival, in fact, had to add another ship. It's Carnival Splendor for Alaskan cruising just to meet the demand for this summer. So people are really looking to these big destinations as they're getting back.
And what about costs? I know initially it seemed that many places were offering better prices to attract people after the pandemic and during this time of unpredictability. But now are you seeing that costs are rising, or what are you noticing in that industry?
Certainly, we're seeing that this high demand is affecting the travel industry in many different ways, rising prices being one of them, everything from airline to lodging. So people really do need to book early. We're also seeing it affecting places like national parks. I'm sure you've seen that many national parks are now requiring reservations to get permits just to drive through some of these places. So I think people are looking for alternatives to that, because for some of these big hotspots, if you haven't booked those now, you know, you may need to look at other places. You're seeing shots right now of Fort Collins, Colorado. This is one of those Colorado gems, easy to get to, but not right outside a national park, but gives you a lot of the same experiences. You know, 50 natural protected areas right outside town, hiking, biking, rafting, all those great outdoor things, plus such a great town with great arts and culture and music. Their old district was actually the inspiration for Disneyland's Main Street. So looking to some of these outdoor meccas that are not right by the national parks is a great way to get some of the same experiences, but avoid a lot of those crowds and some of those restrictions like required reservations this summer.
So if you haven't already booked some of these places, do you recommend looking elsewhere?
Yeah, I think you're going to have to get a little creative this summer, especially if you are looking to have specific experiences. Looking at some of the off the beaten path places. Also having a lot of flexibility with when you travel. You know, if you have a certain week and a certain place you want to go that week, then you're going to pay more for that. Having flexibility, saying maybe I'll wait until demand slows down, which is typically mid-August, even into early September. You're going to save money that way as well. We're also seeing growing in popularity some of these services like Book Now, Pay Later. There's a provider called Uplift, which offers these services when you're booking airline tickets, cruises, lodging, even experiences. So this can be a great way for people who are ready to take that big trip but don't have all that cash in the pocket to take your trip now, and then you can pay for it over small increments over time and spread that out, no late fees. So those options like Uplift can be a really good idea for people that are finally ready to take the bucket list trip but not ready to pay for it all right at once now.
You make such a good point that not only can you save money by being creative and going to maybe spots that aren't quite as popular, but you can also hopefully avoid crowds, and if things are booked, you can make other plans. So really great ideas. Jeanenne, do you have any fun travel plans this summer that you can tell us about?
My family has lots of trips planned. We're heading to family reunions, a lot of travel around visiting people that we haven't seen over the last couple of years, which I think is going to be a big trend with a lot of families this summer.
Where can we get more information about everything you've mentioned today and follow along with you and your adventures?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at The Outside Insider, and I also have a website, which is theoutsideinsider.com.
Well, thank you so much, Jeanenne Tornatore, for joining us today. Always appreciate your travel advice, you know, the great places to go, how to save money, how to avoid crowds, and just enjoy our travels during this unique time. We're so grateful for you being here today. We're going to take a break and get back with much more here on Mountain Connections right after this.